Hello everyone, this is Vinay here from Learn Coding with Vinay again. And this will be the video number 5 in the video series EMS where we are building employee management system. Right. So let's begin with this. In this video, we will start with employee CRUD, but we'll go step by step because employee CRUD operations will be a very big thing to achieve. So we will instruct ChatGPT that one thing at a time, right? And before we move to that, what I did that I have already done some changes. I created the logo and applied it to the website. I get it generated it from ChatGPT only. So you can see over here, I tried made multiple attempt to make the color and everything visible, right? So finally I use this. So and what I did for that, I just added in the anchor tag, I just added one image and added the logo over there. And for logo to appear, it has to be there in www root folder image and image folder. This is what we are using. And I also did few things that we have already 3 employee already in. So and we had images also. So I had downloaded already images from internet, and I kept these images over here because ultimately images will employee image will lie in www root image and employee emp folder, right? So this is I have done in the background. Now let's begin our begin with the prompt. Now let's go to, yeah, we are here only, and let me bring, I think I have written something already. Yeah, okay. So this time it will be a shorter one, you know so you can see it on my screen when I use it. I think I Yeah, okay. So let's move to employee card. Now let's go one step at a time. Let's just display all employee first on index page of the employee controller, right? Please guide step by step. This is very important. Please guide step by step, right? And let's see what it comes up with. If it does not come up, then we'll let it know that you need to do this and this and this and that, but I don't want to write it right away. Let's see just what it does by having this small prompt. Let's see. So it is generating, okay, something. Let me stop the execution, and again let me visit the. Okay, so what is it telling? First right click on, okay, we will have to add the controller, then inject the db context. Okay, we'll have to inject the db context constructor over here, and then in the index we are retrying method, we are only retrying is active employee. Yeah, okay, that is good. This is view. Then yeah, we will be adding view, and we will be using this. So okay, so it gave us very limited information, pay type, joining date. But ideally, if you see, we had many things like full name, address, mobile, email. Okay, mobile email is there. Let me see what role. Okay, payroll type. Okay, joining date. Okay, payroll type, joining date is active flag. It said it has not brought, right. Then we need daily wage and salary detail also. That is also not there. Reporting to is not there. Okay, identity submitted. Okay, is not there. Okay, so it gave us an example of a very few column, but ideally we have many columns in the employee table. So we'll let it know that can you, okay, so can you please use employee entity and regenerate the code. Now we will have to let it know that you need to do this. Here we'll copy paste the employee entity, regenerate regenerate the code, regenerate the code. So make sure, here we'll have to let it know that make sure to include role name and reporting to employee name as well, because there is a relationship between these two, right? If we don't specify certain thing, then it will just give us the plain data. So rather than name, it would give us just the reporting employee ID. That is something we don't want, right? So let's say, and let me copy paste the entire entity from the code employee entity. I'll go to model and we'll go to employee. Now ideally we should not be using it. Let's say, what does it suggest? We should have a VM in place because we don't need all columns. Okay, now let's go to ChatGPT. Here I'll just say control V, and please also create a required view models, if any, if any, rather than using entity itself. Here, idea idea of sharing employee entity is to make you aware that we have many columns. We can ignore has been solved. There are certain columns that probably we will not be displaying on the screen, like user pin, salt, which would be the other one. Yeah, I think let other be there. It's to be in salt, etc. Right. Now let's say, what does it do? Okay, so it says us first to create a VM call VM list. There it has included ID, name, payroll, daily wage. Okay, it is missing the address, but we'll take the address. No worries, we'll take the address as well. And then it is giving us the okay update navigation. Okay, yeah, navigation will have to update. Okay, now let's see. Okay, let's follow the steps. Okay, so first it is saying that create the view model. So we will be doing that. Let me close whatever I have, and let me just uncollapse this. So in the view model, we will be adding, I will just say right click, add class. Okay, so we'll give the class name whatever ChatGPT has suggested. I'll say add. I'll go to ChatGPT again. And then we will copy this, come back over here. Okay, so let's replace this with the code ChatGPT has given. Okay, so we are good. Only one thing we will be adding over here, that ChatGPT missed to add address. We will add AWDRES address, because that's something we have in our employee table. Right. Okay, so this is done. Now let's move to the next step. Now next it says update the employee controller. So we don't have employee controller yet, so we'll have to create it. So let's add a controller. So we'll be adding empty controller. We will give it a name. Oh my bad, I think I didn't copy it. Okay, So let me just write it down. Employee. Let me see, it suggested employee or employees. Okay, this time it suggested only employee. Okay, no. So there has to be consistency, because if I think we created the role controller with plural, so let's do that the same way over here. Right, for employee, let's generate the employee controller. Employees actually. Right. So we are in. Now what does it say? Now we'll have to copy the entire code of this. It is saying that, okay, so what we will be replacing this with this. Right, and it has to be employees. Right, yes, it has to be application db contacts. Let's say it has to be imported from data. Yeah, okay. So that is gone. Now this has to be imported from view models. Okay, and this has to be imported from entity framework. Oh, okay, great. So let me see if chat gpt has suggested or not. Okay, so we should have ideally copied this as well. Okay, great, it was there. Now we have the index method ready. Right, now what is the next step? It says next step is to create employee. Yeah, create index view. Okay, so what will be going, we'll be going here. I'll just say right click, add view, add view. I will say empty. We'll mark it, we'll keep it as index only. Meanwhile, I'll come to over here and copy paste the index code. We'll just say control A, control V. I hope this works. And so we have view models and we have this actually. We don't have employees. Okay. So so one thing we'll have to add is over here is the after role, or maybe let's add it after joining date. End date is also missing, but that's okay, we are not taking it. ADDRESS address. Okay, and then we will also take the, where was it is, just before the action. Okay, so we'll just copy paste these and we will make these ADDRESS. Now address we took it at our end, so we will have to actually correct at many places. Over here and over here also we'll have to say somewhere. We can write anywhere, ADDRESS address is equal to emp.address address. Right, so we have the address. Great, we put it down over there. Now let's see what does it say. Okay, so we are done. Now update the navigation. Okay, great. Now it is saying that we'll have to go to shared layout, and in the menu link we will have to update the navigation. So I'll just take these two things. Right, we have a screen called manage employees. Okay, and we will replace this href to this employees. Right, and index. Okay, so this is great. Now let's just run this. Okay, so let's log in and see if our employee list page is working or not. So we will log in as a admin, which is a Sachin Tendulkar. So let's go to master data, manage employees. Okay, so we have the list of employees. Okay, looks pretty good. So what we did, we just instructed chat gpt and we blindly copy pasted whatever it gave. and it seems to be working nice. So if let me see if we need to arrange the some of the column. Roll up to over here, reporting is here, address would be here, salary would be here. Okay, cell, pay type. Okay, Mumbai. I think this is. I think this is good enough. Here I want to add one more button, on the detail, so that we can land onto the detail page, and we can have further, more details about an employee. So I'll just copy paste these. First, I'll keep the details, and if it is button small, we'll make it actually detail is usually info. This will make primary. Okay, this is good, and this will make danger. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now the buttons are actually, they got overlapped. We change it, right? Yeah, delete action. It has to be details, and it has to be btn info, btn primary, btn danger. Okay, I don't know why it is not reflecting. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, so details, edit, and delete. The buttons are there, but they don't look, you know uh, the kind of, it broke the, in two lines, and doesn't look very good. So let's try to improve this. Let's try to add a button group over here. So when I said, button groups, let's see what we'll be, doing over here. Let's say we are using this. So we will have something called actions over here, and then in this menu item we will have the rest of the action, because we want to save space. We have less space on the screen. So I'll just take copy this. No, I think I did the wrong one. This one, and we will just take the first primary one example. We'll take this, copy. I'll go to code, and let me just copy paste it over here, and let me keep the button also. Let's say what does it do. Right, so it says, okay, it says primary and actions are also coming up. So let me replace it with our buttons, and this time we don't need actually class. We will keep we don't need buttons. We will keep just the link only. Later we can plan to add icons, but I think this should be good enough. Okay, so let me just save it. Let me see how does it look like now. Okay, great. Now, okay, so it okay, one thing, I think we broke its css. So let me just keep it as it is. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what I did, I kept the previously I actually copy pasted this. So whatever CSS and classes were added over here, those got removed. So now what I did, I just added the action and its name. So let's see what is happening over here now. Okay, so it says primary. Now okay, details edit, and okay, I had typo in edit. So we have edit, and then what next? Instead of primary, we will say actions, right? Okay, and we can even make this button small, so btn primary, btn sm, so that also it looks small. Yeah, okay, so this is good. Now this menu looks good, right? And we can plan to add icons also over here, but somehow the text is very, let me improve the text of these items. Let me make this text as dark. Let's say if that works. Okay, so detail looks a little dark, and let's say if bold, that works. We'll make the font bold. Okay, so this is good. So what we'll be doing, we'll just copy pasting this at multiple locations. space control V, control S. Come over here and let's see if it's repressing. Yeah, okay. So we have details, edit and delete, right? So we have good listing of employees over here. Let's see what do we have. Sachin Ganguly. Okay, this is okay. So one thing over here we are again missing. You know that have you identified what is missing over here? Can you? You know, we are missing image, right? Image of the employee. So let's try to add that. So let's try to correct it from ChatGPT itself. Let's say, can you please add image as well? We need to we need to display it to display employee image also in tabular in table, and let's say let's make it very simple in table or screen, I would say. Let's before that, let's see it has given us no. And what entity we have created actually? No, we don't have image at all. So it does not suggest that image. I think we should have added it that give us the image. So let's see what does it do. Let it generate the okay. So it added the image. Let me copy this and let me take it. Let me stop the program actually because we'll have to change at many places. So first we will be changing the entity, right? So here we need image URL, right? Let me remove this. Actually this is not required. Image URL, right? Now the next step is it must have retrieved the image. Okay, so we will go to controller, and after reporting name we would say enter and this. So this is good. Now in the view, the first TD we will take this, the view name. Before the name we will add this, right? And we will add TD over here and mark is as image or maybe profile picture, whatever it is, right? So that should be good enough now. But let's say this is no, we will have to actually, now we are not carrying the entire path in image URL in the database. We are storing just the file name. So we might have to do something over here. But let's say let's run it and see what is coming up. Okay, so it is coming up. Let me log in and let's see what we have. Currently, in my opinion, the image will not come because we have not specified the entire path of www root folder. But let's see what is happening. Okay, let's go to master data, manage employees. Okay, see the image is not coming up because because the path is not correct for the image. So let's try to correct that. So ideally this should be actually, we'll have to in double quote say uh, it should be slash img slash emp and then slash the plus this, something like this. Okay, so let's see now what is happening. Oh yeah, it came up. Great. Right. Because if you remember, let me share the database also over here. Then I'll take back again. So if you remember, we are just storing image. The column name says image URL, but we are just storing the image name, right? So ideally we can store the entire URL also, but I prefer to store only image URL. because it can change anytime, and then if it is changing, then you will have to change over here a lot, right? So that code, so where to bring which image, so where to bring that we will keep it on the front end, and which one to bring that we'll only keep into the database. Any approach is fine, actually nothing harm in this, right? So now this looks very nice now, right? Now, let's try to inform it that, can you give a better table design, something like this. Let's try to improve. Okay, okay, this worked. Let me tell that it worked. Can you please help me improve a better table design, better table design. Let's say what does it come up with. So now it is giving us the a car kind of thing. So active, inactive. Okay, so let me just blindly copy paste this and let's see what is happening over here. So what I'll be doing, I'll be control A, control V, fingers crossed, it should work. Let's see. I don't know, we might have to break the application again and run it again. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I feared. So let's see, rebuild and apply changes. So we have errors, actually blindly copy pasting did not work. So what error we have over here? Sometime we will just, view list could not be found. No, view list is there. Okay, it might have the wrong namespace. So this has to be, we need to add using POC EMS dot view models. Now let's try to run this again. So we still have error. So let's do one thing. I'm not going to work on the design right now, we can do it later, but let me bring our previous code, right? Okay, let's say save and let's run it once and see. Okay, let's try to log in and see. 1 2 3 4, log in. It came up. Let me go to manage employees. Yeah, so we have the list. As of now, we'll keep this layout. We, if required, we'll improve it later, right? And we will work on in the next. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we will work on the create part, right? We'll work on the create part. So see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching.